Start recording. Hello there, you. Yes, you. Would
We're
you
talking
like
to
to
you.
would you like to talk to me in Austin?
Too bad. This is a
Would.
Zoom call and you're not here.
Ah, man, you made him sad now.
Life is sad. Look at my look at like so I'm trimming my neck and hold on, look at this weird like look I got going on.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a quarter of beard Austin and then three quarters of no beard Austin.
hmm
It's just like a limbo.
And then if you look closely, you can see my goatee area grows in more than over here.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
So it's like stubble and like kind of clean, like aura. I've never asked which side of the screen am I on?
You're on the left.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if I go like this, hey Owen, high five.
other way.
Oh no. That's my no, that's not the left.
Am I on the left for you?
You're on the right.
All right.
Left. So Owen.
I miss you, man.
Owen, this is left. This is right.
Well, for me, this is left and this is right. Welcome to MoonTown Offline. This is the fifth podcast that we are doing right now. Currently, let's date it. It is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020 at 2:15 p.m.
Oh, it's May 12th?
Yeah, it's May 12th already.
Oh, 5 months of dating my girlfriend.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
We haven't even said anything to each other yet.
Oh, man. What are you doing here?
I mean, we've like texted each other, but not said happy 5 months.
Yeah, we got a lot of celebrating to do.
Yeah. I still haven't seen her after the 4 months.
I know.
I just look tired. Look at me. I look tired.
Yeah, you're looking pretty zugged. For me, I'm all right, I guess. I feel tired, like inside, but that's just more an emotional tiredness.
I feel that completely.
Yeah. All
So,
right.
Owen,
Yeah.
say we're tired, but we're on this island.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey.
What are what?
What? Real quick. Try to get through real quick. What have you been doing this week?
Uh, I watched 2 movies with Val on Netflix.
Nice.
The Fundamentals of Caring and Edge of 17, both good,
Oh,
both
very
different
nice.
movies.
Very nice.
And I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest 11.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
How about you, buddy boy?
Well, for me, I've been watching a lot of uh, stuff on Hulu, specifically the Venture Brothers, which, if you don't know, is this Adult Swim show. It's basically like an adult Johnny Quest.
Ooh.
It's hilarious, and I love it. I started up Pokemon Platinum, started up a new game on that, and in my isolated insanity, I am naming Pokemon after my friends. Yeah.
Am I there? Am I there yet?
Hmm? Oh no,
Am I there yet?
you're my starter, man. You're my Grottle. I made
I have such good defense.
yeah. I made Nathan the rival.
Sure.
Yeah, and who else do I have? Right now, I just beat Fantina like an hour or two ago, and I had you as a Grottle. I have Z as a Golbat.
That's the second gym.
Third gym.
Third gym. You're ahead of me because I'm not using a type advantage right now. So the second or third gym is really hard without a type advantage.
How else do you play? How do you play Pokemon without a type advantage?
This is just this one instance. I happen to not have a type advantage, and I'm like, let's just power through it, and I'm getting my ass kicked.
Alrighty then, yeah. Let's see. I also have an Onyx. That's Donovan, and then right now,
Because Donovan's life is rock solid.
yeah, because in a jam, Donovan will kill you if you mess
Well,
with his team.
now that he exists, he actually is rock solid. Now
Yeah,
he's solid.
exactly. Yeah, and then rounding it up, as of right now, I have Valerie as a Curlia.
Aww.
Yeah, so
As I try to remember what a Curlia is.
uh, right before Gardevoir. Yeah,
Oh, Belle. That's so cute.
yeah, and then
Is she going to become a Gardevoir or a Gallade?
Gardevoir, it's easier, and it happens
Understood.
first and stuff.
And it's better.
Yeah, and I've been reading some new Marvel comics. Well, new in terms of haven't read them yet. Marvel comics. Been downloading a couple things just on my new Kindle on my laptop. So I got a lot of like Marvel Masterworks and whatnot, volumes of like original Spider-Man and whatnot. So I got Avengers Disassembled.
Ooh, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first I got House of M. I got that storyline, and then I realized, oh, before that is Avengers Disassembled, so I got that, and then
There's so much before. Like, you're on like this Brian Michael Bendis Avengers event run.
yeah,
It goes from like, isn't Siege? Siege is involved in that too.
I think so.
It's like the third of it. There's so many events. This is like 2006 Marvel Comics was really
Yeah,
popular.
yeah. I've got Disassembled, and then after that, it's House of M, which I have, and then after that, I learned was most likely this X-Men story called the Messiah Complex. So I
Hmm.
haven't gone through that yet. And then I
I
also,
haven't read it. I haven't read these, but these are all very familiar names because I've done my research.
yeah, and then I already have Avengers versus X-Men, which I can only assume is kind of the end point of this whole thing. Well, yeah. So yeah, those are the stuff. That's the stuff I wrote down here.
There's
As
Avengers versus X-Men, and then there's Axis, which is also like Avengers versus X-Men, but not the sequel. It's weird.
hmm,
I think it happens at the same time. It's confusing. Comics are confusing.
yeah, they are. On any case,
Light Bright, the toy that lets you create beautiful pictures with light. Work with colorful pegs that glow with light, light bulb not included. Make people, animals, things, and with refills, Bugs Bunny or Bozo the Clown. You can make lots of pretty pictures with Light Bright from Hasbro.
let's get to it. In very quick review of how these rules worked, we have an island that we are separately, not together. We are separately isolated on for a month.
That's a different podcast activity for us to come up with 5 things we can do together next week.
Okay, then, yeah. We'll try to coordinate that. Or like you pick one, I pick one.
Well, no, we each come up with 5. We'll talk about this off screen.
Okay. Yeah. We already have a Bible there. So that if we want to do like a show or a game, that's bundled with a console and a TV. And then just why we have those things. So, Austin, tell me about your island and what things you chose.
So, on my island or random isolated area, um, did you want to do it? I go through all of mine, or we'd each do one at a time?
Uh, I suppose just like all at once.
All right, so I'll go real quick. So number 5, I have the complete series of The Office. It's 9 seasons. It's a good amount of TV. You can binge that in a week or maybe more. I don't know if you're like obviously sleeping and I have other time to do. So you're going to find out that I have no physical media really to interact with. I brought no books or comics, which was surprising to me. So for my only live action thing, I have The Office. Why? It's probably my favorite sitcom. I love the relationship between Jim and Dwight. That's my favorite arc throughout the whole series, especially because it's one of the more defining relationships that help make the last 2 episodes great. My favorite episode is the second to last episode, AARM or ARM, which Jim and Dwight, and I don't want to spoil it for other people, but that stands for assistant to the assistant of the regional manager. So good fun for that.
Yeah.
Number 4, I have Batman Beyond, the complete series. So my only superhero related thing is Batman Beyond. Now we might be wondering why Batman Beyond over Justice League, which is a damn good question. You could probably get me to concede to do either Justice League's, and I would also package that with Unlimited. Otherwise, I feel like it's not fair.
Exactly.
You can even get me to go, like maybe no, you won't get me to concede to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I love it, but I love DC more. Batman Beyond is Batman, but it also has that Spider-Man flair to it because Terry McGinnis' Batman Beyond is like a mix of Spider-Man's wit and humor and his responsibility problems. He's got Dana, his teenage girlfriend, and like he's got school, but he's also Batman, and he's great. One of my favorite episodes is actually Mr. Freeze's episode.
Oh man, I love that one.
Terry is one of the only ones to actually give him kind of like a second chance, and if everyone had treated him well, he wouldn't have gone back to being a villain, which is a good lesson for society. Hey, if you're listening, treat others with respect. If you don't, we're going to stay inside longer. So number 3 so it's not out yet, but I didn't care. I chose this specifically because you can obviously tell you haven't gotten to anything Japanese yet, so you're like, oh, it must be higher up on his list. So my last non-Japanese item, which I'm, interesting that I have 3 American things, is Borderlands: The Legendary Collection on Nintendo Switch. Now, if I'm on an island by myself and I'm playing games for a long time, I don't care too much about frame rate because I'm sure this is going to be 30 frames per second, which is fine. You've seen the Handsome Collection, which is Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel with all its DLC. That is at 60 frames per second, so it looks really smooth. I mean, if it's one player, it's at 60 frames per second. If it's multiplayer, I'm pretty sure it's at 30. So, it looked fine and it's having fun. If you lower down, I think the quality to maybe just 720p, which is still beautiful HD. I'm not playing it for the graphics. I'm playing it for the gameplay. It's fun. And so it's only going to be available on Switch, but it's Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel. So in one package, I have the most shooter content. I've never played Mass Effect, although I considered just putting the Mass Effect trilogy on there. I considered putting the BioShock bundle on there, but then I wasn't sure how we would handle computer games or things like that because Steam bundles are different because do we have the internet? I'm not entirely. I think I even said specifically we don't have access to talk to other people, so I'm not even sure if I would let us have access to Steam. So I just left it with I love Borderlands. It's my favorite shooter franchise, and you get 3 awesome games in one package. It's great. Borderlands 2 probably the best game out of all of them. Shout out to my girl Maya. Number 2 is Dragon Quest XI-S. And I have a good reason why. So
right now we have The Office, the whole series. We have Batman Beyond, the whole series. And we have the Borderlands Legendary Collection for the Switch.
Yep, for Switch.
Yeah.
And also this game is the Switch version. The only console I'm actually needing is a Switch. Well, number one is still secret. So why Dragon Quest 11S? Well, Dragon Quest has been one of my favorite JRPG franchises um, for a long time. My top four favorite JRPG franchises are Dragon Quest, the Megami Tensei franchise, which includes Persona. I almost put Persona 5 Royal on here. I haven't played it, but I've played the original, and it has a lot of school content, so might make me be like, oh, friends, it's like having those again. But I chose. Oh, also there's Pokemon and Tales of, and 5 Fire Emblem. Like those are my 5 favorite JRPG franchises. You obviously are well familiar with Pokemon, as we discussed. I almost put either Heart Gold or Platinum, but this game, I'm over 100 hours in, and I'm not done. And when I pitched it to you, and I think last week's podcast, I was like, this game has a 3D mode and a 2D mode. And the 2D mode, because of the way the battle system works, is kind of like playing a different game with just the same story and characters. So if you think about it, if I'm like 105 hours into the game, let's just round it up to like 115. That's the safe assumption to me beating everything, or at least as much as I want to.
Yeah.
So you can double that. And that's me playing in 3D mode, me playing in 2D mode. There's also a Draconian Quest, which is options that can make it harder for you. So you can play the game again and have it be more difficult. I chose this over Fire Emblem because I think it's just because I like the streamlined experience. Fire Emblem Three Houses would have also been a good choice. I love that game. I'm over 150 hours into that. But I'm a sucker for good old-fashioned turn-based JRPGs. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful game. And number one, a game I still have to beat, and that I also am over 100 hours in. And if I had the time and I was isolated on an island, I would so want to 100% complete it. Is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. For the most time, anyone has said, oh, you're on an island and you can only bring like 5 things. One of those things I've always said I would bring. In fact, I had this discussion with friends in a mall. And when we were talking about just single games, I actually said I would bring Borderlands 2. It was one of them. But I think my number one pick was Skyrim. And Skyrim is a fantastic game. It's a great game, a wonderful experience.
I've heard, yeah.
But Zelda, Breath of the Wild is more magical.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's so much to do. Maybe not as much as Skyrim. I still think I don't know, it could be similar, but with the DLC, Skyrim's DLC, maybe not as much as Skyrim. But like, you can play that game over and over again, and it'd be a completely different experience. I can try to do a speed run, and try to, go right after I get off of the trial, because you've gotten off of the plateau, right? You can go straight to Ganon's castle and just win. There's stuff, you go inside, you pick up some really good items, and then you just try to go fight Ganon and beat all the different versions of him. Like, there's so many different ways to play that game, and it's a very subtle but beautiful soundtrack. One thing I actually I thought about was, I was trying to bring one thing of every different type of media, which failed. And I was like, oh man. But I brought, specifically Dragon Quest and Zelda I love their orchestrated soundtracks. And Breath of the Wild has just some beautiful atmospheric music that, what if I just put that up, just lied back and just thought about life while I have no idea what's going on in the outside world. And then, I've had some good time. I had a good time with Zelda. I was playing Dragon Quest. I have a lot of positive experiences. I noticed I didn't bring anything too dark. The darkest thing I brought is technically I guess Dragon Quest and Batman Beyond. Batman can have some darker tones, and Dragon Quest has some sadder stories. But then in Act 3 of the game, it's happy times because you undo stuff. But yeah, so to recap, we have number 5 was The Office, the complete series. It's my favorite sitcom of all time. Number 4, Batman Beyond, my favorite superhero animated show. Number 3, we have Borderlands, the Legendary Collection, which includes the first game and all its DLC, the second game, it's all its DLC, and its third game, the pre-sequel and all its DLC. And that's on the Switch, and that's not out yet, but it's coming out, guys, on May 29th. Go buy it, digitally or physically. Support Borderlands. I love it. If you don't like 2K because of Randy Pitchford's comments every once in a while, do it for the developers, because they are not him, and he doesn't speak for everyone, and people did a lot of hard work. And support your crazy ass shooter franchises. Number 2 was Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition. Love that game. And number 1 was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, all on Nintendo Switch. And yeah, so those are my 5 things. Owen Townsend, I give my hat to you.
Captain Crunch, we got a problem.
We do?
We're marooned on this desert island.
Oh, that's no problem. We'll just break out the Captain Crunch cereal. A dandy part of any nutritious breakfast. Sweet and tasty. And it stays crunchy even in milk. Come and get it!
Well, we're not marooned anymore.
No, but we still have a problem.
What?
I wonder if there's enough Captain Crunch cereal to go around.
Well, I did enjoy your island. Mine's better, but I was happy to hear yours. Let's see. I think there's just a total of 2 or 3 screen things that I have, because it's like if I'm going to be on an island for a month, I'd rather not just my whole time just like be in front of the TV that I get.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good things. I didn't put them any specific like top 5 island things I would have, but just kind of throwing them out there. So one of the things I would have would be Minecraft. I would already have the TV, just hook up a computer on that thing, have a free $30 and just plug that in. Because Minecraft, little people don't know it, is probably the best game of the past decade. Like, just by far. Like, it's an infinite video game. Anything can happen in there, and you can make absolutely whatever. So it would definitely keep sparking my imagination and whatnot. And also, Minecraft has always been very therapeutic for me. So I think keeping a calm nerve through being on an island alone would really just help out. And, it would just be fun whether I am able to hook up with people online or not. I would still find a ton of ways to keep myself entertained.
I forgot to mention, Breath of the Wild has that same calming effect on me with the music. So that's a really nice detail.
Yeah, I just downloaded Minecraft's little soundtrack on my iTunes, and it's
good.
Beautiful as always. I don't know why I said that. But the second thing that I have is my only show, and it would be the show Psych, which aired a couple years back. It is about 7 or 8 seasons long. Yeah, about 7 or 8 seasons long. A comedic mystery show, each episode about an hour long or so. It would definitely keep up the time. Because it's a mystery show and I have to keep going along with it, it would keep my brain active by following along with the mysteries, and I would also still just be entertained. So I really thought about this. One of my thoughts was actually a Justice League Unlimited bundle. that I would have and take with me. But I figured that keeping my brain a little more active with like a mystery thing would help out a bit better. Uh, Another thing I have is pretty simple, just a notebook or a sketchbook. That way I can keep track of my thoughts and work things out in my own head. And, I could just like draw scenery or whatever comes into my mind. I can practice on different art styles or whatever. Fourth thing that I put on here is a bag of watermelon seeds. Whether they grow in a month or not, I think it's important to keep that level of like consistency and honest work in my life. So I can always remember I get up in the morning, like water these seeds, make sure there aren't any bugs or whatever, put on pesticides, whatever, just something else to
That'd
do.
be funny. You get to your island and they're like, "All right, Mr. Townsend, here's your watermelon seed and a watermelon care kit."
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. I would be skydiving out, carrying a TV on my back and all of this stuff.
Oh, and we forgot to mention that we've been supplied with the basic needs of survival. That's why we never asked for like, I want 8 gallons of water. Like,
Yeah, no,
we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, even though I have steady food and water on my island, I think just having a small little farm would really help out and also be therapeutic as well. And
You
last
should
thing,
you should have a watermelon thing in Minecraft. Because one thing I think you would have access to is mods. So you can get like mods. You can have your own watermelon farm. You can create, if you're on an island, you can create the island in Minecraft.
no, that won't be fun.
Are you sure?
It won't. It'll just be me like playing Minecraft and just swimming to a nearby land and leaving there. That won't be good for the old sanity. Let's see, and the fifth thing I have here is just a simple iPod. Because whether I'm playing Minecraft, getting off of watching Psych, sketching stuff, or watering my plants, my seeds, you got to have tunes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 5 things in a nutshell.
You have no video games?
I have Minecraft.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can you list them all again?
For my island, for a whole month, I have the game Minecraft. As I should remind you, you have a tendency to forget that.
I'm sorry, what game was it? You have Terraria? Terraria. Okay, cool.
Yeah. My second thing is the Psych show, a show titled Psych. Third thing is a notebook / sketchbook. The fourth thing is a bag of watermelon seeds. And the fifth thing is an iPod.
What songs are on there?
Well, I mean, it's an iPod, so I can have as many songs as I want on there. But I think mainly I think I'd probably just be listening to some of the goodies like Beatles, ELO, Cars, probably put in some Bee Gees and Elton John and whatnot in there.
All right. So if you had to pick.
Also on my iPod, I think I would put a couple musical soundtracks on there too, like Broadway musicals or whatever, so that I can still have narratives I can keep up with.
If you had to pick one, like, album or EP, or I don't think you would just have a single, but if you had to pick one album, that way no one in the comments is like, you were supposed to bring like one specific thing, so an iPod's cheating. So if you had to pick like one specific album to have on your iPod, what would you put in there?
Let's see. Just scrolling through all these things. I think I'd either have the Cars complete greatest hits, or maybe something along the lines of like a Beatles album.
Yeah, I thought the Beatles' one album of like their number one hits, I think is a strong album choice. I also, if I had to pick music, because I did think about this, but that's why I kind of I stuck with like the games that I chose because I like the music in the games. I might pick a Zelda soundtrack or like 1917 is a great score, surprisingly. And like listening, I was watching the movie a second time and I was like, this score might be one of the best things about this. Like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Or probably ELO's greatest hits. There's a lot of variety in that one.
Oh, and we both know the answer everyone was looking for was Weird Al Yankovic.
Yankovic.
Yeah, you have to say it wrong. That makes it funnier, right?
Weird Alfred
Right
Yankovic.
Right? Yeah, Wired Al Yankovic.
Yeah. Weird all
Mr. Sandwich.
Jan Cobb Vike.
Weddle Yankovic.
Way.
I'd clap for you, but I'm holding my phone with one hand.
That's all right, buddy.
Snaps for Owen.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. That's our 5 things. What are your 5 things? Please let us know in the comments and stuff. Yeah, please. Don't just say loved it. If you do, I'm going to call you out on it.
What if you have to say what you loved? Whose choice was the best?
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's 3 plus 3?
What is your
Answer
name?
those, and you shall see.
If ye be mortals such as we.
Oh, and we did it. We reached the peak of humor.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go from here. We just now have to.
Just got to wait for Hollywood to open back up, and let's just walk inside.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, here they come! All right, guys, give them space."
I saw their podcast episode. That was hilarious. They're the next Monty Python, but American.
Yeah. Watermelon seeds, ingenious.
Did you hear what he said about I don't know. I forgot. I'm really tired all of a sudden.
It's fine. They'll think this is genius.
Ooh, do you want to see me look into the sun?
Sure.
Well, first you have to watch everything. You have to watch me drop my life. All right, I'm going to try to find it. And then, ow, did you see it? That hurt?
Yeah, I saw that.
Ow. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, we will do our best to keep up the content. We'll figure stuff out. Just be patient and
stay safe.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Keep loving your neighbor as you would yourself.
That's what Jesus said.
Yeah. Trademark.
And if you want to know what he says, there's this. It's called the Horrible.
Yeah.
And some of them have what he says in red. And I'm wearing a red shirt, so that means you should definitely listen to what I say.
Bro, are you?
I used to say that in middle school.
Are you Jesus?
Technically, yes, but professionally, no.
You heard it here, folks. The most sought
The sun.
is here. Wait a minute. That means the world's ending.
Time to raise the dead with my. Why do you think I had that window keyboard with ultimate power?
That is true. That's true.
Mhm.
That is.
All right, let's do our let's end on our best awkward girl pose.
All right.